Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us for this week's Thursday with AARP Wisconsin show. I am Amber Miller, your host. And before we get to the actual show, just a few updates. So please remember to visit the AARP Wisconsin website for information on upcoming in-person and virtual events, volunteer opportunities, everything to do with advocacy and fraud. You can find all that information once again at the website below. We are always looking for volunteers to join our AARP Wisconsin family. So if you are interested in a virtual or in-person volunteer opportunity, we encourage you to visit the website below, which is aarp.org/I want, and then the number 2, volunteer. If you go there, you'll see information about the opportunities and also an application that you can complete. And once you do that, one of the AARP Wisconsin staff members will get back to you. But we have openings and opportunities throughout the whole state of Wisconsin, so we definitely look forward to hearing from you. As we know, November 8th is coming up in just a few months, and we want to make sure you have the most up-to-date information on polling locations, different ways to vote, and all that goodness. So there's 2 ways that you can do that. You can stay updated on the elections by visiting aarp.org/WI votes, or you can text WI votes to 22777 to receive a one-time text message with a link to the Wisconsin voter information. Once you click on that, it'll take you to the website, but this has just really great information. As we know, sometimes polling locations change, or maybe you want to vote a different way in the upcoming elections, but you can find all that information, and you do not need to be an AARP member to receive that information. So once again, please visit aarp.org/WI votes or text WI votes to 22777. So this week's show is all about the AARP Community Challenge Grant winners for the state of Wisconsin. And the grant itself provides small grants to fund quick action projects that can help communities be more livable for people of all ages, and of course our 50 plus population. So for this year, there were a total of 5 winners throughout the state of Wisconsin, and today we're going to be joined by 3 of them. But for us to kick off this great opportunity for you to meet our winners, we're going to start off by welcoming Kathy Wendling, and she's with the Friends of North Pikes Creek Wetlands. Hi, Kathy. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. And
Good.
I'm really pleased to be here today to talk about our Community Challenge Award.
Well, thank you so much, Kathy. And just as a reminder, if you are watching this, it is a live show, so you can post any questions or comments for our guest below, and then we will get to them very shortly. So, Kathy, can you tell us a little bit more about your organizations, just for our viewers who maybe are not familiar with it?
Well, if you could bring up the slides, the viewers can actually see
Great.
what we have. We're a small grassroots community conservation organization located in far northern Wisconsin, up by Lake Superior. And we've facilitated the protection of 410 acres of wetlands in the headwaters of an important trout stream that flows into Lake Superior. And if you could bring up the next slide. We also care about people as well as conservation, and we've created an outdoor nature area on a portion of our property. It serves people of all ages and physical abilities. It is the only accessible outdoor recreation area serving our local community, and it's hugely popular. Our local community, Bayfield, the 50% of the residents are over age 60, and many have mobility issues. Next slide, please. Our facility includes an accessible crushed gravel walkway funded by a previous Community Challenge Award, and that's why we were familiar with the Community Challenge Grant. The walkway leads to a 1,200-foot accessible boardwalk that takes visitors through a marsh and a forested swamp. Visitors started asking us a few years ago if we could put in a bike rack so they could secure their bikes at Beaver Hollow. So we looked around at other facilities in the area, county and town parks, trailheads, and so on, and we noted that they don't provide bicycle parking. But many of our state and county highways have bike lanes, and we have 2 local bike groups. And we see people riding bikes all the time, but we think there's an assumption that people who live in a rural area will always arrive by car. And we decided to lead by example and demonstrate that if we build a bike rack, bike riders will come. Next slide, please. We noted a spot along our looped driveway that could become a bike parking lot with a little work. Next slide, please. In 2021, we filled the depression in anticipation of having a bike rack there. It took a couple loads of dirt. It was quite a depression. Next slide, please. In 2022, we applied for a Community Challenge Grant and were awarded funding, and we subsequently installed a landscaped bike parking area with a wave rack that will accommodate 11 bicycles. And that's enough room for families or bike groups visiting Beaver Hollow. I should note that we did order the bike rack the day we heard we were a Community Challenge awardee. Next slide, please. This just shows the bike parking area in relation to the walkway into the facility. The day after we removed the construction tape blocking the rack, people riding bikes by on the gravel road came to visit Beaver Hollow and park their bikes in the new rack, as if on cue. Although our project may seem small, it will have a big impact on our small community, not only by providing a place for our visitors to secure their bicycles, but also by taking a lead and encouraging other area facilities to add bicycle parking, which we believe will increase the number of people routinely using bicycles in our rural area.
Great. Okay. Kathy, I know you kind of referenced that you are a former winner of the Community Challenge Grant, but if you could talk a little bit about, how you heard about it maybe originally.
You cut out there for a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you could talk a little bit about how you heard about the Community Challenge Grant, either the first time or both times.
Well, I've been a longtime member of AARP, and I was aware of the grant because of that. And we were also searching. We were a brand new organization. The walkway that we put in was the second thing that we did in our outdoor education area. And we knew we needed to get people into our pavilion, and we wanted it available for people of all ages and physical abilities. So the Community Challenge Grant was just perfect for us.
And how do you think this will help specifically? We know it'll help the whole community, but specifically the 50 plus population.
It's surprising the number of older people who ride bicycles, particularly the new electric bikes. They're very popular, and there are even people with disabilities who ride the electric bikes, and they need to have a place to secure their bike. They don't want to just leave them laying in the parking lot. So this will give them the opportunity to ride their bike to the facility and leave their car at home.
And Kathy, if our viewers are looking for more information either about your organization or about this project, is there a website that they could visit?
Yes, they can visit www.northpikescreek.org.
Great. And we'll make sure to put that in the notes. I think it's a great idea. It really does have the breadth of what the Community Challenge Grant is all about, which is what can we do in our community to get people out, to get people embracing each other. So we really appreciate you, Kathy, being here. And once again, the website that Kathy referenced below is northpikescreek.org for additional information about the organization and also about the grant. So thank you so much, Kathy.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. One of our other grant winners for the AARP Community Challenge Grant for the state of Wisconsin, I'd like to introduce Trina Erickson, and she is with the McIntosh, hopefully I said that right, Public Library. Hello, Trina.
Hello, Amber. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Trina, can you talk a little bit about the location of the library and then also just a little bit about the library?
Of course, the McIntosh Memorial Library is located in the city of Viroqua. We are about 20 miles east of the Mississippi River, so we're definitely far western Wisconsin. The library first started in our city back in 1904, so we have a very long presence here. And we were very fortunate to be able to move into a brand new, newly constructed library in 2016. So we are truly the hub of this community. We are well loved, and this challenge grant is going to make such a difference for us.
Great. And if you are joining us today, we are talking with 3 of the 5 AARP 2022 Community Challenge Grant winners. We had a total of 5 in the state of Wisconsin. So we're talking to 3 of them today. If you're watching us live, please feel free to post any questions or comments that you have below. So Trina, tell us a little bit about the project that was awarded this grant through AARP.
So we decided to focus on birds. And the reason we did that is because we have a library band that we formed during the pandemic. And our band has been traveling to assisted living facilities and nursing homes, providing musical entertainment and conversation to individuals that have been the most isolated during the pandemic. And we saw an aviary at one of the local nursing homes. And if you want to bring the picture up, Darren, you can see the aviary that I'm referencing. And we felt that this community challenge grant was the perfect opportunity for us to apply to bring an aviary to the library. We have so many opportunities for multi-generational programming, and we feel that patrons of all ages will love this in all it's going to bring.
And Trina, just out of curiosity, how many birds can it hold?
So it can hold quite a few, but I've been told that probably the best number is about 10.
Okay.
And they will be small songbirds. And, you know, it's kind of like when you walk outdoors and you hear the birds all around you, but they're not right in your ear. Yeah. That is exactly what it's like. It's just a nice, soft presence. And of course, we think this will be such a wonderful opportunity to create dialogue and interaction amongst people that come to view the aviary.
And what I love about that too, Trina, is it really does speak to all ages, whether it's children or, you know, grandparents bringing their children in. Will you have any special programming related to the aviary, or like learning more about birds?
Most definitely. The first thing that I've done is I have found 2 volunteers who are going to serve as our bird aviary tour guides, because I would like these individuals to be able to come and host opportunities for people to come in at scheduled times to learn about the aviary. So that is coming. There are 2 retired individuals who are part of the Cooley Region Audubon Society. They are true bird lovers and want to have that moment to bring conversation and engagement. But yes, coming up yet this month, and if you'd like to pull up the slide, Darren, we're working on a program with a book called The Big Year. This was a book that was written by a journalist named Mark Obmasick, and Mark is a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist who wrote this book. It's literally about a bird chase across the United States, where the goal is to identify as many birds as possible. And so Mark is going to be joining us on Tuesday, August 30th through Zoom to talk about his book. And this book was also made into a film starring Steve Martin and Jack Black and Owen Wilson. And we're going to be doing a viewing of the film next week at the library.
And Trina, I apologize, we couldn't bring that up, but could you mention what the book is one more time?
Yes, the book is titled The Big Year, A Tale of Man, Nature, and Foul Obsession. It's a comedy by Mark Obmasick. Mark is a journalist out of Denver. And again, he will be joining us live to talk about why he wrote this book and why it was so popular that it was, turned into a movie.
I've never heard of the movie, but those are all my favorite actors. So I appreciate you plugging that. And Trina, how did you hear about the AARP Community Challenge Grant?
Well, certainly I'm connected to several library organizations, and this community challenge grant was well noted in emails I receive. It was noted in newsletters, and it just really fit into the strategic plan of the library to create more of a gathering space for people to come and sit and enjoy birds and to converse. And it just seemed like a perfect opportunity for us.
And Trina, where could people find additional information about the library, but also maybe if they're interested in that event that's coming up on the 30th, since it is Zoom, is it open up to people outside of your area also?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we also have a very large festival of birds coming up in October, including live eagles coming to the library. So bald eagles, it should be amazing. But yes, join our Facebook group. It's just under Viroqua Library. You can like us and see all the things happening. Or our website is McIntoshMemorialLibrary.org.
Great. And I love so far between Kathy and Trina, you about how the Community Challenge Grant also gives you an opportunity to maybe do something that maybe traditionally funding or fundraising might not be as easy. But I love that it's bringing people together, whether it's Kathy with the outdoors or with the library, because I'm obsessed with birds. And I can tell you right now, I would be there if I lived closer. So I love this.
You can always visit, Amber.
I will, Trina. Actually, that's a really good idea. Well, Trina, thank you so much. I know we're going to bring all of you back towards the end of the show, but thank you so much. We are excited and we really appreciate you being here.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. So the last winner that we're going to highlight today, once again, we had 5 winners in total. Our other 2 winners will be with us next Thursday, but I'd love to welcome Heather Miller. We are not related, but with the Lacrosse Public Library. Hello, Heather.
Hi, Amber. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. So Heather, tell us a little bit about the Lacrosse Library.
Sure. The Lacrosse Public Library is located in Lacrosse, Wisconsin. We serve a community of about 50,000 people, and we're part of a larger consortium that serves the whole Coulee region. We've been here since 1888, and we've been a strong hub of the community since then.
Great. And tell us a little bit about the project, the winning project that you received funding through AARP.
Sure. Yes, we're super excited that through this grant, we'll be able to purchase tools that will jumpstart our new Lacrosse Public Library tool library. So we'll be able to lend tools and resources out to folks in the community so that they can complete home improvement, gardening projects, and things like that.
And Heather, I do have to tell you, and I think my coworker / producer of the show, Darren, knows I'm obsessed with tool libraries. And this is why. I'm a single woman. I don't even own a screwdriver. I use a butter knife. I am proud to say that. So doing possible projects and knowing that there is an opportunity in an organization that you could borrow tools from, I think is amazing. Where did you get the idea from for this?
So libraries of things are quite popular now in the library community, and that's what we thought this would be a great way to help the community to promote equity and sustainability. I mean, we all have those tools that we've used once or twice or just seasonally, and they were super expensive, and now they're just sitting in the garage collecting dust and taking up space. So we thought, what a great way to be able to share resources throughout our community equitably.
And Heather, can you give an example of if somebody wants to rent a tool, how would they go about doing that? What's kind of the process?
Sure. So we have to buy a brand new cataloging system to catalog the tools. So we're getting that up and running. Once we have that available, it will be just like if you were to go on the Home Depot or another organization's website, we'll have an inventory people can search through. They can see what's available, what's checked out. They can request items, and then they can come in during our open hours and get the tools.
And how many tools do you think you guys will be starting with, or your goal?
Our goal is to start with 100 tools.
Wow. Okay. I'm in Milwaukee. Otherwise, I would be your first customer. But I love this. I know a couple years back, there was a different organization that also did a tool library, and I just think it's such a great idea and gives people once again opportunities to do home improvements that maybe they think they couldn't afford. And Heather, how did the Lacrosse Library hear about the AARP Community Challenge Grant?
I believe we signed up for the newsletter. We had a local group in doing the recent survey on making our community more livable. And once we found out about that, we signed up for the newsletter and we found out that way.
Great. And it looks like, Heather, we do have a question specifically for you. We're going to bring it up. But I'll read it to you too. Hold on. Okay, we got it. Do you offer instructions on how to do various household projects, or is it just the tools?
That's a great question. Yes, we plan to collaborate with local organizations such as Habitat for Humanity. So we'll be hosting classes on, how to insulate your home better in the winter and things like that. And we'll be showcasing the tools in the library and how they can be used in home improvement projects.
Great. And Heather, if our viewers are looking just to get more information, not only about the library, but specifically this project or program, where could they go to?
Absolutely. We'd love them to visit our website, lacrosselibrary.org.
Great. And why don't we bring everybody back onto the screen? Because now I'm like super excited. I'm like, we can go on a bike ride. For the people who know me, I'm very honest. I do not know how to ride a bike. So Kathy, I don't know if you'll see me riding a bike. But
well, Amber,
yes?
we have our boardwalk goes by a heron rookery. So you might want to come by car.
I might want to come by car. You're right. One day. Yeah. Every, I don't know. I still at my age have people who are like, I'm going to teach you how to ride a bike. And I was like, well, I'm good now, but that's great to, that's great to know, Kathy. And Trina, I'll start with you. Is your aviary up and running? Because I know with these short-term projects, there, you have kind of a shorter period of time to achieve them, but is it up and running?
It is coming hopefully by the end of September.
Okay, terrific. And are you going to have a big event?
Oh, absolutely. We are going to have a kind of a grand opening of the aviary with a ribbon cutting ceremony. And that will be the debut of our volunteers who have agreed to be the tour guide. So I will certainly send you an invitation to come out to be part of that.
And what a fun volunteer opportunity, might I add too.
It wasn't a hard ask. These individuals absolutely love birds. Again, they're retired, and this just fit with what they're able to do. So I just felt it was so important to have a tour guide, as you will, so people can understand what's happening. What are these types of birds? And just be able to ask those types of questions.
Terrific. And Kathy, I believe yours is already up and running. You were hot on the trail, so to speak, of that. But did you have a big grand opening or a big celebration?
Well, we will in October.
Okay.
After the busy summer season up here, we're a tourist area, so we wouldn't get a lot of people together right now, but we will in October. And I do want to mention that we had been planning for this and hoping we would receive the grant. And so we put the bike rack on order the day we heard about it.
I know I love it.
We knew it would take forever to have it shipped to us, and it did.
Yeah, we actually had that same issues with some of our winners from last year. Just some of the stuff just was taking a while to get to them. So of course, Kathy, we would love to highlight the big celebration that you're going to have in October. And Heather, I know you mentioned you guys are still kind of like cataloging and doing all that stuff. When is your ideal of when it's officially going to kick off?
We're hoping November. We just ordered our catalog. We did a great community feedback survey. We got a lot of good information from folks in the community of what tools they're looking for. And we've started ordering tools. So hopefully in November, we'll be able to start lending those out to the community.
And Heather, one question. Do most of the tools get donated then that are part of it, or are they new, or are you looking for donations for that?
We're going to start with newer items, especially for power tools and things like that, for conditions, so make sure things are in tip-top shape. But if we need smaller, like handheld tools, like hammers and things like that, we'll definitely reach out to the community for donations.
I wish I could donate too, but as I stated, I use butter knives, so I'm not that savvy. I want to thank you guys so much for being here, and congratulations. It's a super competitive application process, and because there was over, if I'm not mistaken, about thank you, Jim, congrats to all three of you, awesome projects. There was over, if I'm not mistaken, about 380 to 400 applications that were approved or that will win funds through the AARP Community Challenge Grant, but we received thousands throughout the U.S. So it's super competitive, but we just really appreciate all your hard work and dedication for all that you guys are doing in your community, and we'd love to come and visit or highlight all the goodness that you're doing. So please keep us posted over the next few months on how everything is going, but we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. And as always, before we end the show, we would love to just mention the AARP Small Dollar Big Impact Grant will be coming up. It'll be due next month in September 20th. So Tuesday, September 20th. As always, this is a small up to $1,000 grant that we award to nonprofits, municipalities, and similar who are interested in doing some fun, out-of-the-box, impactful initiative or program in their community. So for instance, you just heard about these three great ideas from 3 of the community challenge grant winners. So what could you do maybe that could impact your community? So as always, please visit the website below, aarp.org/WISDBI. Application for September is due the 20th. There are some upcoming virtual or in-person, this is interesting, programs that might be of interest to you. So Friday, tomorrow, Movies for Grown-Ups, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Tuesday, the 23rd, Prepare to Care, Finding Answers, Support, and Local Resources. Tuesday, the 23rd, The Cost of Medicare Fraud. I'm overly going to plug. Saturday, August 27th, is Walk with a Doc. The city of Milwaukee is one of our pilot sites. So Walk with a Doc, it's going to be at Deneen Park. I will be there. We have our great volunteers. We're going to have a food truck to offer morning pastries and beverages. We'd love for you to be there. So if you're interested at that, and also September 2nd, the Art at 50 Plus open house. This is going to be fabulous. It's going to be at the River City Gallery in Lacrosse. So if you're in Lacrosse and you want to attend an in-person event, we'd love for you also to be there. So all of these events that are scrolling on my face, you can find below at the website or call 1-877-926-8300. Otherwise, they'll be on our website. For next week's show, as stated before, we're going to have the remaining 2 winners of the AARP Community Challenge Grant winners. So once again, 5 in total for the state of Wisconsin. The other 2 will be from the city of Milwaukee. So we're going to talk about the 2 winners there. So we'd love for you to come back because the more you know about the impact we're making in your local community and our partners, the more you might be able to get involved. So we thank you so much for being here. As always, please share this video on your Facebook page, and please take your friends and your